Welcome to Psychic Cowgirl Radio with Shannon Lackman. Practical, insightful conversations to empower and inspire you on your personal journey. From her cattle ranch in Alberta, this sassy psychic cowgirl uses her connections to universal energies to guide you to greater awareness and wisdom.
Good morning and welcome to the podcast today. It is a very, very, very winter day here. We got a big dump of snow over the last few days, and I don't hate it. I'm not, my skin and self is not acclimatized to the cold and the snow yet, but I don't hate it. And my puppy is loving it. She wants to be out there. She gets the zoomies. It's adorable. Oh, she's the best. So let's talk today about intentions and soul wisdom. Being January and you set your resolutions, if that's your thing, which I don't even know people do that anymore, or intentions, which was a thing for a while. And, it's good to have clarity on what you want or what your goals are, and it's good to have clarity on who you are, which is why I preach awareness constantly. But what if our intentions are not exactly honorable? And this will come into play like when you're exploring shadow work and stuff too, because our intentions are not always honorable. But are we strong enough emotionally or aware enough to acknowledge that? It's part of this journey, totally part of this journey where my intention there is to get somebody to do something that I don't want to do, so I want them to do it. Okay, that actually will turn into a good example. Hang on, my puppy was outside and now she just broke back in. How about do some breathing? I want on your in-breath, breathe in calm, and on your out-breath, breathe out your first name. Do that about 7 to 10 times while I go help my puppy. Nice. I'd given her like a bone kind of a treat this morning so I could do the podcast, but she went and buried it in the snow and then came back in. And she's a big dog, so she figured out how to open the door. So it was a little drafty for a second there. Oh, good times, good times. Okay. So intentions. Yeah, it's an interesting topic. Okay. So back to the example I was thinking of. Okay, so say, let's see here. Okay, you're in charge of a group project. You're the leader. And there's something as part of the project that you have to do that you don't want to. Now, a good intention would be, or a clear intention would be, you knowing why you don't want to. Like it could be perhaps it's just not your strength, not your wheelhouse, or you're not confident enough that you don't feel like you could do that piece, which would be really hard to admit, or you just don't want to. It's just something that you feel is maybe beneath you or just you don't want to. So there's 3 different intentions in that example, right? So you're in charge, so you're going to find someone to do that. Now, you can pick someone because you do know it's their strength, which matches the intention of you knowing it's not yours. You can, again, pick someone who you know can do it and do it well, as long as you are self-assured or self-confident enough that you don't feel like they would show you up. Because that can happen as we come from our wounded ego, right? We don't want anyone to look better. But as a leader, you know that that person would excel at that. And so if your intention is to do what's best for the group, right? Intentions are sticky. They're sticky, they're messy. But once you have clarity on them, the manifesting you can do, the soul wisdom you get, it's incredible. And back to my example, and if so it's something that's just kind of messy or it's, you feel it's demeaning, you could find someone to do it that you don't like. That's coming from a wounded ego, snarky intention place, right? And we've all done it. On this spiritual journey, we have to be aware of I would never do that. Because you probably would in the right circumstances. Instead, cultivate compassion and understanding and know your own intentions. But dig deep. We are being nudged, guided, shoved sometimes into becoming even more clear on who we are, what we like, what we don't like. As you all know, I love numerology. And so my favorite numerology site that I talked about last week, when I went back to it after the podcast, I found the family number. Oh, that was incredible. Super incredible. And it gave me so much insight. And it helped me with some intentions. Sorry, someone's just calling in, and so I just need to pause. So I'm going to encourage you to go look at your family number. So I looked at my maiden name, my married name, and to see what's going on there, because it gave me so much insight and some of the shadow parts of myself, which we want to look at our shadow parts. We want to know our shadow parts so that we can become even more clear. Because, I feel like, and not just feel like, I've actually done the research on this. I've done some research on this. I feel like when our intentions are coming from our wounded ego place, it can mess with our soul. So I do soul retrievals when we've lost pieces of ourselves. And I feel that when we're having the conversations or when we do something that we know is snarky or we know is petty and we know that it's going to harm someone else, I think we can lose a little piece of our soul. Now, it's not quite that simplistic, but I don't know how else to explain it. And so on being on our personal journey and working on that, because we want to have all the pieces of our soul and our spirit, and we could call them maybe disowned pieces. I'm not sure how to exactly put it into words. If I could share the energy of it with you, I would do that because it's interesting and fascinating, and I love soul retrievals. So be clear on your intention. So if your intention, whether consciously, subconsciously, or coming from your wounded ego, is to harm, is to be petty, and sometimes we have to go there because we're human, just take a moment to acknowledge that. Perhaps take a moment to, okay, I'm just done. I'm going to be petty here and now, because owning it and understanding it is how you can either shift it or work through it. And we're human. We're not perfect. Far from it. That's not even part of our human experience here. And if you think someone is perfect or someone has a perfect life, it's just the shadow part of you feeling less than. And we all have to work on that because it happens to everybody. Just part of our deal, right? Not easy being a people. Just not easy. Find those things to help you with it, right? I'm just tuning in right now to see what else. I know what else. Something interesting is happening right now. So there's a lot of energy about ancestors, ancestral lines, inherited trauma, inherited generational curses. There's just a lot of energy about that, which is nudging us to explore that further and perhaps release some. I'm working on some of that right now with my energy clearing program, and it is fascinating, and it's working, and I'm enchanted by it because there's just a lot of energy. So ask your ancestors. Now, I'm not talking about, I had to get clarity on this because I do ask some of my recently crossed over ancestors because obviously they visit me because I'm a medium and I can do that. But there's a bunch of energy about the further back ancestors. Some of them I don't know anything about. And so one of the guidance is ask your helpful ancestors, ask your well ancestors for support, for guidance, for understandings, for clarity, and see what happens. It's really, really interesting because we are living in a chaotic time. But seriously, has any time not been chaotic? But we're feeling it harshly, and we just want some calm and peace. And so we have to create that for ourselves, right? We have to create our own understandings of what brings you calm, what brings you peace. The oracle card today was about stillness and finding peace and calm in storms kind of situations, which we do feel like we're at. And nobody's immune to it. It's crunchy. And as much as we know that and as much as we maybe are trying to resist it, we need to use our tools to navigate it. And that well ancestors, I like that phrase, the well or the helping well ancestors. I need to change my phrase. That doesn't quite, I'm going to call it supportive ancestors. I mean, they've already been through it. They're coming in to support me from a place of a different kind of knowing, and perhaps the nudge is to release generational trauma. Curses can be a form of trauma. Perhaps another word for it if curses freak you out or they don't. However you want to look at it, figure it out for yourself. It's very, very personal, very personal. And we are all working on ourselves, whether we want to or not, because life kind of is demanding it. Right? Ugh. And working through this and our shadow parts definitely helps us with our intuition. Definitely helps us, because one of the ways to discern what is intuition, what is wounded ego, what is regular ego, all the pieces, is by working on it and practical application and developing it. It's all experiential, and it's a lifelong journey. And you need to know yourself. I feel kind of a click when a puzzle piece falls into place. That's when I know I'm on the right track. Or truth shiver, people have called it, where you just get that energy, that rush of energy, and you know it, and it resonates and it feels right. Also chakras, check out where you're feeling the energies in your bodies. You need to, again, cultivate knowing yourself to know your own guidance system. The guided imagery today is for self-assurance, because we need to work on that, right? When you know who you are and you are very clear on your integrity, on your intentions, on what your purpose is, things can derail you, but you can bounce back quicker, or you know how to rephrase, reframe, come back. It's interesting, and it's true. And so, I'm doing the Ho'oponopono prayer every morning to some situations that I don't at all understand, and I'm not sure how to proceed with, because I'm just not in alignment with how some people are handling it, and I don't want to be in alignment with them, because we've grown differently, and that's okay. They're doing them. My puppy I gave her a treat so that she would give me some time to do this, but now she's all sweetie. She needs attention this morning. Let's see if Shane's back outside. Hold on for 1 second. I think she just wants to play with us. Little cutie. But we're busy this morning. It's like having a toddler. So I'm going to encourage you, because there's lots of energy about our ancestors, I'm going to encourage you to, ask them for their support, and perhaps helping you understand your intentions so you can manifest things. And if you find yourself, being super angry, work on your shadows with that. It's all information. It's not good or bad. It's complete information. And maybe it's happening because you do need to do some deep shadow work. So you can go, oh, that's why I feel like that. Especially within family systems right now. So ask those ancestors, the supportive ancestors, for help, for guidance, for understandings. I'm having crazy dreams about people I'm related to. It's wild. Completely wild. And now my puppy and my cat are chasing each other. Good times this morning. That's why she's upset. It's seriously like having two toddlers, but it's adorable. Completely adorable. All right. When we do our guided imagery, I might have any sounds you hear from my puppy, or sounds you don't need to pay attention to. They only help you relax even more. Oh, she's so cute. Busy but cute. Maybe I'll try to give her a different kind of a treat. My intention was for her to chew on a treat and then give me space. That didn't work. Sometimes our intentions are just not going to happen. Right? We can want it, but there's other people and their agendas or their way of seeing things, and it just might not be ours. But, with intentions, when it comes to, with other people, clear communication is the key, too. And that is tricky sometimes, like super tricky sometimes. Oh, I am super busy this morning. I have somebody else calling through, so it's going to beep and cut out. So I'm just going to wait for the call waiting to clear that. It's because everybody's back to regular life this week. And they forget about my Wednesday mornings, and it's all good. And so, okay. I also find that when I'm clear on a goal or a mission, my intentions can also become clearer, especially if it's, I don't know how to put this energy into words. So if it's a group type thing and I'm clear on my goal and my mission, I find it easier to communicate clearly with the group and get their input and find everyone's strengths, and they do this piece and they do that piece. As a leader, it is super important, or when you want to get things done. And so the other piece is that when your intentions are solid, or I'm just going to say positive because it's for to get something done, that has an energy that will motivate and inspire people. But when your intention is to, say, screw somebody over or get revenge on somebody, oh, can you guys feel this? So when I just talked about that one, there was a nice uplifting energy. So now when I'm talking about this, it immediately feels heavier. It feels tangled. It feels just messy. And I think those are the cases where you may lose a piece of your soul. Do some checking into soul retrieval if you feel like that might be something that you want to work on, and then book a session with me. I feel like my 2024, my purpose for it is just becoming crystal clear, and my thing's always been empowerment. That's always been my destiny and all sorts of stuff. And so I feel like the energy is supporting it, and I'm being guided with even not more intense, but a clearer purpose. If I had my wish, everybody would be happy and successful on their own terms with clarity and clear intentions. Because when your intentions are clear, you can tap into your soul wisdom so much easier, especially if your intentions are not nefarious. Or someone else's intentions are nefarious, but you can feel that. It feels oily. It feels dark. It feels kind of gritty. Or they feel blank sometimes. I don't know. I had a conversation with someone about someone missing their heart chakra, and I've often thought about that, and that is one of the things that I want to explore more, because maybe that's what I'm dealing with. But I don't also don't think it's up to me to fix it. Not right now. Okay, so we're getting down to the last little bit of the show. Let's take a little breath, take a minute to reset your energy, and let's do our guided imagery. Because we're doing becoming more assured. Because, yay. Clarity and confidence, that's what we want. We want to know what we know, feel what we feel, hear what we hear, see what we see. All right. Now, hopefully my puppy just chills out so we can do this. All right. Becoming aware of your breathing. Just notice it for a few moments. Take these moments to gently focus on your breath. Then, let's take 3 big, deep breaths as deeply as possible, beginning to release and then letting go. These are the breaths that signal it's time to go within. As the normal, natural breathing begins occurring, imagine a gentle, warm, balmy breeze as it wafts around, wafting around head, neck, and shoulders. And with every breath, as the breeze continues to move gently around, there's a gently and easily releasing and a letting go feeling going on, becoming more and more comfortable with every breath. Across the upper back, circling around through the chest, a warm and nurturing feeling as the breeze continues to comfort down both arms, hands, and fingers, releasing and letting go. And with every breath taken, perhaps there may begin to be some wondering. Is it a breathing of the breeze, or is the breeze breathing me? With every breath, the breeze continues, circling around through the mid-back and around through the solar plexus. Every breath drifting deeper now. The gentle sensations of the warm, balmy breeze as it continues around through the lower back and circling around through the belly, releasing and letting go. Just breathing. Becoming more and more comfortable with every breath. The breeze continues moving around thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and around through feet, now and with every breath. Becoming completely and thoroughly comfortable, calm, and at ease. Being at one with the breeze, and the breeze still gently, easily moving all around and all through, so that at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, deeply, deeply, deeply relaxing. Deeply relaxing. Just calmly and comfortably, bringing forward images easily and effortlessly as any or all of the senses heighten, bringing to life within an image, a feeling perhaps of confidence. It may be perhaps that asking, what does confidence mean? Creates a feeling of becoming assured, being in the know. So bringing forward an image that stands for assurance might be the beginning. See what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel, know what you know. What is the essential thing about it, this feeling or image of assurance? What does it mean to you? And as there is a sense of getting closer and noticing about it, how does it feel to be with this image of assurance? It could be a symbol, it could be a color. Don't overthink. Feel what you feel, see what you see, know what you know. Coming to know about this image, it might also be interesting finding out that no matter what, a person with assurance might also know that having even more of it, having a solid inside feeling of boosted assurance would be ideal for most anything and everything. Allowing the imagination door to open wider and continue imagining more. It's early in the morning, just as the sun begins to rise, after a healthy climb up to a peak and approaching the top. Imagine that someone might possibly be spreading their arms out wide and making a full turn around, taking in the full panoramic view as if to be embracing it all. They say sometimes people do that kind of thing as they create. The claim is that it is a wonderful feeling, breathing it all in, taking in all the energy of this lifted, expansive view, as though owning it all. And right there and then, at the top of this peak, what they do next is really kind of out there. But many say it's a powerful practice. Imagining the next steps, making declarations, and affirming about goal accomplishment. Still with arms spreading out widely, sending energy out into the world. First, flooding the inner mind with positive, powerful statements until they cannot help but be speaking these statements aloud. It's been said that by speaking aloud positive declarations and affirmations, a feeling of being connected to a strong energy spreads all around and all through. Again, speaking aloud positive declarations and affirmations, a feeling of being connected to a strong energy spreads all around and all through. You got this. I got this. What is the important thing about it all? You get to decide. Is it imagining the energy of the expanded view? Is it creating and saying positive declarations and affirmations? The feeling of positivity or the boosted assurance within? And now, let's go deeper and deeper, more deeply comfortable now, letting the mind drift and more calm all around and all through. Wonder what it might be like to be owning complete and total assurance. Remember that image that stood for assurance for you or feeling? What it meant? What would it seem like to view the world as that? how would the world seem to be through the eyes of total assurance? How would it feel? Imagining and getting the sense of the feeling of complete and total assurance. Because getting a sense of becoming that, just as others have become it, it can be happening, creating a way of being that brings results wanted. And this is the right timing for totally locking the feeling into the deeper subconscious mind. So at the top of your symbolic staircase now, with every step down, we reinforce it all, starting with our left foot. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now, any negatives have already dissipated and disintegrated, drifting deeper into the positive domain, and now beginning to be flowing forward in boosted assurance, creating a new habit of becoming assured, ongoing with everything and anything, and repeating this way of being more often, more of the time. It does become a habit of being assured, all around and all through, with everything and anything. And repeating this way of being more often, more of the time. It does become a habit of being assured, all around and all through, all around and all through. Take a few moments now in silence. Imagining total and complete assurance in every aspect of life and repeating inside, I like it. Take a few moments to soak in this energy of assurance. You got this. I like it. Say, I got this. Say, I like it. And so for now, letting all these positive images and thoughts find that just right place to settle in. You are now connected to this energy of self-assurance. It's yours. As they settle into your deeper mind to begin to take place automatically, you have this now, as a new habit of assurance is reinforced to every part of your body, mind, and spirit. You got this. So, as we let all the images fade for now, the strength of them remains. And bringing back the importance of this experience into your conscious outer awake life. First at 0, to reinforce the positives gained, and at 1, with a deep cleansing breath in and release. 2, realizing where you've placed yourself, the room you are in. 3, with a wonderful sense of well-being, bringing back the good, the positive, and the true from this experience. And 4, more alert and awake. And now 5, eyes open, wide awake, and alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake, and alert. And don't forget, you can also return to this anytime to boost your self-assurance if you need a little reinforcement because it's kind of new for you. And I'm also going to encourage you to take a closer look at your intentions. What do you really want, or what are your expectations? Okay, sending you all a big hug and a blessing. There is an energy clearing poll on my Facebook page and Instagram if you would like to vote which one you would like. And I'm going to wish you all a very blessed rest of the week. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to Psychic Cowgirl Radio with Shannon Lackman. Practical, insightful conversations to empower you on your personal journey. To connect with Shannon directly, visit psychiccowgirl.com. That's PSYCHICCOWGIRL.com.